afternoon. How the devil are you? I'm unwell. I can't lie. I'm unwell. I thought that was a great theme tune for the guys at Hope Not Hate. I'm pretty sure they've all had letters. I mean, I look. Some people love a letter. Some people love a letter. I don't love a letter. I don't see the point. Unless you're going to write a thank you letter to someone. I don't really see the point, unless you're a very powerful person and you're very good at letters. Aside from that, why would you write a letter? Really? So anyway, let's remind ourselves. Who these wonderful kids are. It's a guy called Nick something Lowles. Um, he seems like a nice guy. Let's have a look at him. So this is him. Weirdly, really weird. Every time he comes on, I'm just reminded of my childhood. Oh,
Your letter was only the start of it. One letter, and now you're a part of it. Now you've done it. Jim has fixed it for you. And you and you. There must be something that you always want to do. The one thing that you always wanted to. Now you've done it. Jim has fixed it for you. And you and you and you.
weird. It's so weird. Like every time. I think we've had enough. I'm denied about whether or not I thought that joke was funny enough and whether other people would get it. And then I realised it amused me. So I hope you're amused too. Anyway, if you kids don't get that, if you Americans don't get it, Jim Will Fix It was the show where the BBC invited children to meet a predatory paedophile. Who they claim they didn't know, but they did know. Everyone knew. Everyone knew that Jimmy Savile was a predatory paedophile, and under the guise of entertainment, I'm so sorry. I'm just feel so rubbish. Under the guise of entertainment, they enabled kids to like sit on his knee and everything. Lucky kids. You know, they really gave him the state. You know, the royal family. They liked him. Government, they quite liked him. People gave him keys to like vulnerable children. Nurses turned a blind eye when he went and raped kids on wards. Prison officers gave him keys to prisons where deeply disturbed, troubled people were. The sort of thing that you would do with a man that demands access. You know that thing. You get rid of all the safeguarding and then you say to people, yeah, come in. Look. If you want access to vulnerable children, even when they're asleep or dead, if you want that access, who are we to question it? Come on in. Come on in. Oh, it's going to be great. You can have the keys. You come and go whenever you want. Yes, that little girl is in a coma. Yes, that little boy died. Well, go down to the morgue. Yeah, see if his body's still warm. Have a great time. So that's what we did in the UK. We have a really good, really rich history of allowing paedophile rapists, to have access to kids. So we're very, very proud. And what Hope Not Hate does is make up bullshit about people, and they get government money. And I don't know, there's a little bit of around everything that happens in this country. If it smells bad, it's bad. If it seems a bit off that an organization targets people like, I don't know, some woman who was a stay-at-home mum, very happy, uh, living with her husband and 4 children in Wiltshire. Not normally sounding like this. I sound like I want 2 tickets to Nottingham. Um, but, you know, like a woman who's just quite happy, just getting on with her life. Um, and if they want to target that woman for standing up for the rights of women and children and not wanting predatory men and predatory paedophiles in spaces with children, if there's someone targeting a woman that would do that, we have to ask, who would they be? Who would have a vested interest in targeting a woman who wants to stop predatory paedophiles and perverts from entering spaces where women and children are? Who would want to stop them? What sort of person, you might ask yourself, would want to target this woman? Like, what sort of person would want to target a woman who simply wants to keep men out of women-only spaces? Who, who, what sort of man would do that? What sort of man would do that? Only you might know. But anyway, in their latest report, FYI, haters, I am the leader, as they quite rightly say. I'm the leader here. So look, apparently I'm related to Hearts of Oak and GB News. So pay up, boys, pay up. So Kellie-Jay Keen Minshall, actually my legal name is Keen, is Posie Parker, British trans activist, best known for her t-shirts. Yes, I am. And stickers bearing the words woman, adult, human, female. I'm a leading voice. Well, I would just say the leader. I don't know why I have to dilute it with leading voice. I find support from the far right, which also targets trans people. What, the support? The support targets? I don't know. I think they should have had a proofreader. I've posted anti-Muslim tweets and expressed support for Tony Robinson. He was bloody fantastic in Blackadder. I've appeared on the live streams of conspiracy theorist Richie Allen, interviewed by Lawrence Fox, and frequently appears on GB News and Talk TV. Yeah, not enough. Far-right activists have supported my rallies, supported me at my rallies. What are they carrying me in? I have no idea. And something I did was actually streamed by someone else. So that's obviously a close relationship. Members of the, I don't even know who these people are, but some other people attend. And then they talk about, I've got counsellors. And I appear to express report for the National Front because it historically campaigned about a paedophile group. Well, I just want to say, if someone's campaigning for a paedophile group, whose side are we on? I personally haven't done any of the most of the things that they've discussed that I've done in their report, but who's funding them? What's their main goal? What's their goal? Because it seems to me like they want to shut down women who are defending women and children. Let me just say one thing that isn't discussed in the Hope Not Hate are drag queens. And I just found this video and I just thought, if you kids have forgotten exactly why some of us are against drag queens and the prevailing kind of the invasion of drag queens in our culture, let me just remind you of something that a drag queen did. Is it there? No, it's not. I think it's here. Here we go. This is RuPaul's Drag Race, by the way.
Work, bitch.
Yeah. Time for a snack.
Ice cream!
Where'd she get that?
Oh, yeah.
I don't even know. I don't even know what to say except primetime BBC now. All of them are encouraged to go on it, promote it, celebrate it. It's all over the BBC. It's absolute disgusting. Terrible. Awful, awful, awful. Okay. So, where are we next? Just want to round up for you because sometimes, like, Hope Not Hate is targeting me for a reason. I'm just going to give you some of the things that I've done over the years because sometimes people ask me, what have you done? Well, I'm going to tell you what I've done. Okay, so I've started the conversations in Australia and New Zealand by going and doing Let Women Speak. I have definitely kickstarted the conversations in a whole new way in the United States of America when I went over in 2019. Really put a spotlight on it. And then again when I did the tour in 2022. My adult human female campaign is the reason that people use the term adult human female. It's mine. I did it. Ask all the TRAs. I have managed to reach people all over the world. I have sent my items of clothing that I designed and I got made and I did all on my own, nobody else, just me, to Saudi Arabia, Japan, Madagascar, even to little islands in different places, Fiji, for example, all across Europe, Russia, right across the United States of America, Canada, like Brazil. I've been to Brazil, but we sent things to Argentina. That like they've gone everywhere. I've got a little map up there with little black dots of all the different places that we've sent things to. South Africa, Zimbabwe, even. So our goods have gone all over the world. This message is all over the world. There's a little feminist collective in Turkey who asked to use my designs many, many years ago so that they could offer something in a language that people would be able to understand and recognize, which I assume is Turkish. So you know this message of mine reaches far and wide, which is why the likes of Hope Not Hate, quite frankly, has decided to target me to try and discredit me because they know that I am incredibly effective. Now, how have I done this? You may ask yourself, how have I done this? How did I manage to do a talk in the House of Lords, which was the first such talk in the House of Lords, where people talked about the harm of puberty blockers, and it was called First Do No Harm. And this is what we did. And did we do it by couching language, everyone? No, we didn't. Did my message land and get etched into people's brains because I tried to do the right thing and I tried to promote AGPs and I tried to make sure that nobody felt bad? No, I didn't. How did I do it? I spoke directly. Very, very directly. Did I try and use academic language? No. Why? Because people don't use academic language. That's not how good arguments are made, actually. That's how academics argue with each other. But that is not how messages reach the general public. Way, way back when I started all this, I used to talk to anybody that joined Let Women Speak about Nigel Farage. And whether you agree or not with us leaving the European Union, that man, without being elected, managed to lead a campaign that meant a single issue, that meant we left the European Union. So that was always my sort of inspiration. That's how I wanted to do stuff. I wanted to do it like him. Just stick to one issue. And that issue is the language around women's rights. And the language is basically our rights. And you give away our language and you dilute our language by a number of ways. You do it by allowing anybody to be called a woman, therefore we are not women. The same thing about English at the moment. And also, women then aren't called women. So the only person really allowed to be called a woman right now is a man. And every other women have to just forego our language. We're cervix havers. We are chest feeders. We are birthing persons. And then when it includes everybody, i.e. men, then the word woman is used. But when it's just women, we are not allowed that language. And I knew this really, really early on. I knew what was coming. I could tell. In fact, loads of the stuff that I talked about back in 2018 It's all what everybody talks about now. That's what happens when you lead the way and you clear the path, you find that other people come along behind. And they can watch what you've done and often try to emulate it, which is very flattering. But what have I done? So, because of that talk at the House of Lords, Kira Bell and Susan Evans then took a case to against the Tavistock with Paul Conraith, who was there. And because I was the first woman, and the first person actually, to be interviewed under caution, and it went into the newspaper in early 2018, I was the first person to be interviewed under caution for talking about this issue, for saying sex was immutable, for saying that it was wrong to castrate a 16-year-old and take him to Thailand, right? And saying that Janet Mock was a man and using concise, precise language for men. So I was the first person to be interviewed under caution. I was also interviewed again that year. I was first contacted in 2017, and then I was interviewed in 2018. I put a billboard up with the dictionary definition of the word woman. I was one of the first women in sort of this, whatever you want to call it, women that know that women don't have penises movement, TERFs, to be totally defamed and lied about. And those lies that were told about me way back 2018, 2019, were just recently used in a tribunal where a police officer made a complaint or was treated badly by the police, Metropolitan Police. And she describes this is going to sound like a lie. This is going to sound like a lie. Let me just tell you, this is absolutely honestly true. And I'm so sorry that thank you, Tunes, 2 tickets to Nottingham. So in that tribunal, it has been revealed, and it was revealed back then. And I think there's a women's group that complained about this, didn't even tell me that it had happened. So in the Metropolitan Police, I think it was Hope Not Hate leading the training session. The Metropolitan Police people that were there for the training session about bullshit, about hate speech, they were encouraged to boo and hiss when my name was read out. My name, Kellie-Jay Keen, the woman who was a stay-at-home mother who decided that she didn't want predatory perverts in women-only spaces and paedophiles in with kids. Right? That's who I am. How can I think for a moment that there is any fair justice in this world? The Metropolitan Police, whoever it is representing them in that court, also told lies about me in their questions. And how have I done this? Have I got backers? No. I've done it by selling merchandise. I've done it by giving up loads of my time. I do this full time. And how do I do it? I do it by you lovely people putting your hands in your pockets and buying a t-shirt. All right now, you can get yourself a little air freshener for your car. How great is that? Or you could buy yourself an I Never Lose pink pen. Or you could get yourself a Courage Calls to Courage. These not words. And I'd rather be a rebel than a slave. Suffragette pen set. You could get one of those. But this is what we're talking about. Bom dia to Aletta. She is like my favorite Brazilian ever. She's so wonderful. But it's really nice to see you. I'm so unwell. But anyway, so that's what I've done. I've started these conversations around the world. I've done it without any backing. I've done it with just sheer grit and determination. So if you'd like to get yourself something nice, please go over to the store and get yourself something nice. Because things are going to get very, very interesting around here. But yes, I've also got turf magnets to go on your fridge, which are wonderful. And they're quite small. We've made them quite small so that if you've got little children, and you don't want her to read the word vulva or penis, you can put them up really, really high and they can't reach them. So, yeah. Yes. Does the car come free? No, but I have got a lovely car. I love my car so much. Anyway, so this is a nice female pink hoodie. This is actually, the color is actually the one you see. So that's great. But yeah, I never lose pens. They are pink with rose gold. They're very beautiful. Mother's Day soon. We are just about caught up with the so many of you ordered a suffragette bundle so you could support me going to Brazil, that we sold out of some of the items that we had to order in, so they're just all getting sent out by the end of play today. And that's about it from me. But look, what I've done in this space is I've told the truth, right? It's very simple. You just tell the truth. And some people don't like it. Some people just get a bit upset. It's a bit bracing. I understand that. But it's I don't know what that is. So sorry, I'm just reading some of the comments. Anyway, so and then Maggie Chapman said some stuff about me. You know what? I'll tell you what, let me just go back. So over the last few years, I think even back as far as 2019, the New York Times ran a piece about me that was complete lies, horrible lies. And then I've had women defame me. And then I've been talked about in a federal court in Australia. Like, I literally get up in the morning, I do this work. I have a very small life, very small. I've got my husband and my children. I don't really need much else. But I have quite a small life, and it's lovely, my life. I'm not going to lie. It really is quite a pretty damn spectacular life. And sometimes it's very bizarre to think that just because I say the truth, speak it clearly, plainly, in a way that people understand, because I say that in a federal court in Australia, I am being sort of cross-examined without me being there about whether or not I'm a Nazi. Like, I don't know what these people think I do, but it is odd. It is odd. It's odd to hear supposed learned people in a court say things about me that are just plain untrue. And to what end? AD Philbin says, the New York Times telling lies. I'm shocked, I tell you. I'm just shocked. Well, it was a shock for me back then because I had no idea that people would just totally make up stuff. You know, I probably thought there was no smoke without fire. I had no idea. But it's very, very odd, this whole thing, that I simply say women don't have penises. That's what I do. I just say that women don't have penises. That it's sex change is impossible, etc., etc. Let me just. I'm going to put a letter up on the screen, and then you can go and find her on Instagram. You can go and find a letter on Instagram, and you can follow her and share her work, which I think will be right up your street. So it's a letter Valenta. Go and find her, and I promise I won't speak again until until I can actually talk. If you can speak the truth, even if you can barely speak at all, then I promise we will win. If you can support the work that I do, because let's face it, there's no one that's going to get this done better than me, then I promise we will win. And do you know why else we're going to win? Well, because I never lose.
There's a smile on my face for the whole human race. Why, it's almost like being in love. All the music of life seems to be like a bell that is ringing for me. And from the way that I feel when that bell starts to peal, I would swear I was falling. I could swear I was falling. It's all